the entry of Russian expertise into Syria, that's changed things, hasn't it?
Right. Well, Russia has had a long-time military political relationship with Syria going back to the Cold War years. But what's happening now is that Putin is making a decision from all these reports to amplify the Russian presence in Syria, especially in this base they have south of Latakia. It's the only...
Is this on the coast? Is this a
yes.
coastal base for Russian Navy ships as well?
It's on the Mediterranean coast. It's the only warm water Mediterranean port that the Soviet naval fleet has. So they attach a great deal of importance to that. But beyond that, it's really a play by Putin to inject himself into the decision-making on the future of Syria. And his major motivation is the threat of Islamic radicalism. He's made this clear for several years to top-level American officials that the greatest threat that he sees coming to the Russian Federation is radical Islamic movements in the southern borders of Russia. And, of course, he has a problem in Chechnya. So he considers Bashar al-Assad, the president of Syria, as a secular leader who is a counterpoint to ISIS and Islamic radicals.
Take that, and if you can, add a paragraph having to do with the refugees and the people that are fleeing the civil war in Syria and the pressure that that puts on European leaders.
Well, it's a humanitarian disaster, and because the Syrian situation has devolved in such chaos, I mean, it's no longer a functional state. Bashar al-Assad, the president, owns, maybe not owns, but controls perhaps only 25% of the former territory of the state of Syria. ISIS and radical groups and rebel groups and Kurds are really occupying the rest of the country. And so what's happened, you have 4 million displaced Syrians in these surrounding countries, Turkey, Lebanon, Jordan, some in Iraq, and then all these others that we're seeing going to Europe, hundreds of thousands seeking to go to Europe and escape the chaos. Life is hell in Syria. It's an outright civil sectarian war. And several of these migrants or refugees who are leaving are from the middle classes also now. The very rich, frankly, have already departed. But now you're getting the middle class and the poorer people who are outright desperation are getting on these boats. We saw that iconic picture of the Syrian boy drowned on the Turkish coast. So this is really pressuring our European partners in a way that they've never seen before.
Why is, or maybe this is, but as an expert in the region, wealthy Arab nations, are they being pressured to accept refugees? I'm not talking about Jordan or
right.
Egypt, but Saudi Arabia. There's billions of dollars of money that could be spent to help these people.
Well, they are throwing money at the problem. Just like the United States, we're the largest donor for the Syrian humanitarian crisis, $4 billion already and going upward. But the Gulf Arab countries, the rich gas-producing countries, they will claim and have claimed that they have in their countries thousands of Syrians who have come there to work, but they're not refugees. And the issue is whether these rich Arab Gulf countries should be accepting refugees. They are basically throwing money at the problem more than accepting refugees.